So I've been thinking about a lot of Call of Duty lately, and I thought I sort of should just talk about it and just get my opinion out there, what's going on in the Call of Duty. Because, when it comes to gaming, it seems like Call of Duty is always somewhere in the news about what's going on at this time, what's the hell is going on. And I just thought I'd give out my opinion and what I think should just happen, and just give out and what am I doing as a fan of the series. Now, I just want to let everybody know is that I have been a fan of Call of Duty since Call of Duty World at War. I'm 20 years old. I'm going to be 21 in like 3 months from now, which is crazy to think, 21 years old. And I don't know, I think I was like 12, 13, I think, when I played Call of Duty World at War. I don't remember, but it's been some time. So I used to play it on PlayStation 3, and I remember the first time my cousin showed it to me, showing me Nazi zombies. Oh, those were the days, man. Those were the days. And so I just thought I just give out, we should just all move on from Call of Duty. You see, the last Call of Duty game that I purchased was Black Ops 3. And I don't even know if I even considered me purchasing it because my mother bought it for me as a Christmas present. Surprisingly enough, it's crazy. It's Christmas now, as you can see my tree, but it's not a coincidence. All right, so here's the thing. Call of Duty obviously has went downhill, and the only reason why I'm the title of the video is trying to move on from Call of Duty is I'm trying to make people move on from Call of Duty, and I'm also telling myself I'm trying to move on from Call of Duty. And the reason why I say it is because I've been playing Call of Duty for so long. Like I said, I've been playing Call of Duty since Call of Duty World at War. And I played Modern Warfare 2, 3, Black Ops 1, 2, and I just been playing those games non-stop. And I have been missing out so many games over the years. And it's just kind of sad to me because now I'm starting to pick up on a lot of new games now. For anybody who does not know, for any newcomers on this channel, is that I'm now officially a game collector. I'm starting to pick up games that I've missed out over the years, and I'm just going back to the past, playing my PS2, and playing new games that looks really cool. And that's not Call of Duty. You see, I've moved on from Call of Duty for quite some time, but it's funny because I still think about it on occasions. And I think it's just always interesting to know, like, what the hell is going to happen in Call of Duty. Is it going to get worse? Is it going to get better? How are the fans going to react to it? Call of Duty is just like this weird drama crap that it's just interesting news. It's like Kim Kardashian. A lot of people like watching Kim Kardashian make a fool of herself, and for some odd reason people find that interesting. Well, I don't find it interesting, but most people do. That's how I feel about Call of Duty. I like to know what the heck is going on, even though I'm not playing it. Like I said, the last Call of Duty game was Black Ops 3, and in all case and honestly, that game was not that bad. There was a lot of things to do in that game, a lot of replay value, and there's no doubt in my mind I got my money's worth from the game. And that was one of the biggest appeals to me for Call of Duty, especially now. There is so much stuff to do in the game, like to unlocking stuff, but here's the thing. Why am I rambling on like this? I don't know. But the thing is that here's why I moved on from Call of Duty. And these are just reasonings why I believe you should move on and why I should move on. Here's the biggest problem I have with Call of Duty. I took multiplayer pretty serious in Call of Duty. I mean, I used to I was really good at Black Ops 1. That was my golden years of Call of Duty, was Black Ops 1. I was so good at that game. I used to go positive, go sometimes even 0 deaths on search and destroy. I was really good at the game, and those were my good times. And after that's when I kind of fell through. Modern Warfare 3, I did okay in that game too. But as the years go on, I just started sucking. But here's the biggest thing about multiplayer: internet. Call of Duty has always had shitty internet, and that was my biggest issue with Call of Duty. If you're gonna have a multiplayer, it has to have good internet. And when I was playing Black Ops 3, one of the things I remembered was that the internet always sucked. And I got so fed up with it when around that time when Black Ops 3 was popular. There was just times I just put the game down just because it's unplayable. And it's not because of my internet. It's just because frickin' Activision or whoever just doesn't want to give us dedicated servers. And even though they say they do, but they don't. And it's frustrating as hell. And you know what I did that same year when Black Ops 3 was still popular was, that's when I also bought Battlefield 1. And I had my experience with Battlefield before. My first one was Battlefield 3, but I couldn't get into it. I bought Battlefield 4, and that game was actually good. I actually enjoyed it very much. And then that's when I bought Battlefield 1, and because it took place in World War 1. And after playing Battlefield 1, it's almost just like you can't just go back to Call of Duty. And that is seriously the biggest issue, is the internet connection. Battlefield 1, the dedicated servers in that game is amazing. When I play Call of Duty, that is the first thing that pops in my mind is the internet connection. What am I going to expect? Am I going to go into a laggy game? Am I going to have a good match? Like all this crap. And when I go on to Battlefield 1, I never have to worry about that. I never have to worry about internet issues. And in Call of Duty, I have to worry about it. As a matter of fact, I think some time ago this year, I went back to Black Ops 3 to see how it is now. And I was actually kind of craving Black Ops 3's multiplayer for a bit. And when I went back on it was awful, dude. The internet is terrible. And like I said, I just can't go back to it. And I have a hard time now going back to Black Ops 3 for multiplayer just because the internet just sucks. And that's my biggest issue. That's why I don't go back to Call of Duty now. It's because the internet is the biggest issue for me. You can't go back to crappy internet. You see, you know how they say, like, you never go back to last gen or something like that, or back to shitty internet or shitty cable. You never go back, right? And that's how I feel with Call of Duty. Why go deal with all their crappy internet issues if I can play Battlefield 1's dedicated servers? I mean, come on. It's only like a 6v6 multiplayer in Call of Duty, and you can't even handle that many people, and yet Battlefield can handle like 64 players on one map? And let's just talk about the maps for a second. That's another issue as Call of Duty maps is the maps just gotten smaller and smaller as the Call of Duty years went on. It was more noticeable in Black Ops 1, but the maps were still fine. But Modern Warfare 3 was the biggest one that maps just got smaller and smaller, and Black Ops 2 came around, and my god, dude. Maps just gotten worse. And here's the thing, I hate how many people say that Call of Duty was always fast-paced shooting. Wrong. That is completely wrong. While it is true, while it is a little bit fast-paced, sort of, but coming from somebody who played World at War, the maps were big. And Modern Warfare 2, one considered to be the best Call of Duties. Those maps had some pretty big maps. And the problem, when you have small maps, people uses SMGs, shotguns, and there's no relevant to use like a sniper or LMGs or anything like that. And it just boggles my mind. I hate how people complain about maps are just too big. And yet we're getting all these crappy small maps, and people are wondering why Spawn sucks. Well, it's because these maps are so fucking small, and that's how you create bad spawns. If the smaller the map is, it's just harder to get kills. That's just the honest truth. And I'm trying to, what else did I move on from Call of Duty? Oh yeah, and this is my final reasoning. Well, not really, technically. The Season Pass. You see, as I gotten older, as I'm now almost 21 years old, I'm trying to save up money. And money nowadays is kind of hard to do, even for somebody like me who's living with their mom right now. And I got bills to pay. And the biggest problem is that Season Pass. And I know for all multiplayers, Season Pass will always be like $50. Here's the way I look at it. As a game collector, why spend $50 to $60 for a season pass if I could just buy me a brand new game for that price? You feel me? And that's how I look at it now. I'll only buy a season pass if the game I like is really, really good. And on Call of Duty, and this is the thing, I almost bought Call of Duty World War II. I almost did for Black Friday. But as I really think about it, am I really going to play Call of Duty World War II for that long? I don't think so. Because there's just so many games out there that I want to play that I miss out. And I just want to try out more different games instead of Call of Duty. And that's how I look at it, at least. And plus, you know, especially now, Call of Duty, when I found out that there's only 9 maps in the default from World War II, it's just god-awful to me. It's just terrible. Terrible business, in my eyes. And they're also going to start restricting weapons, and that was the whole point of Call of Duty, is using all these different weapons. That's what I found interesting about Call of Duty, is using a lot of weapons, trying to get like gold camo or diamond camo, wherever they want to call it, dark matter, and trying to get my value from the game. And I feel like Call of Duty has just went downhill for that. And I know people would complain about loot boxes. To believe it or not, surprisingly, I don't really care about loot boxes that much, as long as it's cosmetic. You know, it's not like Battlefield 2, or not Battlefield 2, Battlefront 2, the Star Wars game. As long as it's not a pay-to-win game, then I'm fine. I don't care for cosmetics. As a matter of fact, I actually don't care about loot boxes or loot crates that much in Call of Duty, because usually they're just cosmetics. I don't know much about World War II's cosmetics as loot boxes, but from what I heard, it's not that bad for now. But yeah, though, that's why I moved on from Call of Duty, and that's just my opinion. You guys can have your reason. If you like Call of Duty now, then that's all fine. But I just hate how there's just so many people who are in denial about Call of Duty sucking, and yet they still buy this shit every year. And you know, I used to have been that person. I really used to have been that person. Like, who was denial about Call of Duty, who says it sucks, but yeah, I still play anyways. And, you know, in some way, I still want to play Call of Duty World War II. And I probably will, when it's like $30 maybe, at the most, you know. It's just that there's just so many other games to play. You know, Call of Duty isn't the only game. And you know what they say, it's your choice, it's your money. And I'm just saying this is just because I think it's good to have somebody tell you, like, why did I move on from Call of Duty, from somebody who's been a fan of the series since World at War. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. For anybody out there who's watching, sorry I haven't made videos. I mean, of course, I made an update video if you want to see that. See you guys next time. Peace.